Whether you intended or not.
No, my plate is full. Your plate is full. My plate is not full. My plate is empty. But it can be full too. Well, I'm overwhelmed. And you know, I have to, and this 2-year-old granddaughter, especially just busy life. I want to sing praise. The prize so good. Right. And so what I spend most of my time is because as I realize where I am in doing this, she's a list.
I don't know, somebody once told me that eventually you gotta choose between what's right and what's easy.
Announce the lighting of the chalice. If we know everybody has a t-shirt. Okay.
I am hoping that different. Please land this plane.
So when I was underway this summer, just reminded me of that whole summer. I'm getting ready for home birthday. You know, people.
I have never heard that. That could be true, but
If you need the side-eye or something, just look back at me. You got it.
Well, but it really is. I think it makes so much sense. And the fact that with this big baby, you know, but I think the extra hour.
I don't need this shirt. It might be fine.
Drink the water.
I don't. I mean, unless there's some kind of.
Good morning. We are so glad that you are here with us today. It is going to be a kickoff to school for some of our youngest UUs, so we are glad that you are here, and we have an ensemble who is going to kick us off this morning.
In our hearts, a hopeful song we bear. That's an impossible act to follow. Good morning, folks. Good morning. My name is Annie Collins, and I serve as president of the Board of Trustees of the Unitarian Universalist Church here in Spartanburg. Welcome to this sacred space. I'm glad you're here. At UUCS, we strive to be a beloved community of warmth, of love, and support across all of our differences. This is a welcoming congregation where each person is welcome just as they are. If you are visiting with us this morning, we would love to meet you. Visitor cards may be found in the pocket of the back of the chair in front of you. Please feel free to fill one out and place it in the offering plate during service so then we can better connect with you. All right, even though it is summer, there is still a lot going on here. So you will find an August Connect. If you didn't get one last week or this week, you can get one in the lobby, and then there's a one-pager attached to your order of service. So, a few announcements. Our summer enrichment continues throughout the summer until August 31st. We are experimenting with intergenerational enrichment time the hour before our 11 o'clock service. The church will open at 9:30 for coffee and fellowship. At 10, we will gather together for some centering, and then there will be several breakout groups that you and the family and friends can be a part of. There is childcare for the youngest UUs provided from 9:45 to 12:15 so that everyone can experience enrichment. So come and enjoy. Also, make plans to be here Sunday, September 7th. It's going to be a fun-filled day. So before the service during enrichment, we will have a welcome back flat chalice party. So bring your flat chalices that you have colored and taken photos with all summer. This is also Scott's first Sunday back following sabbatical, and it is our beloved water communion during the service. Then following the service, told you there's a lot going on. Following the service, we have an engagement fair down in Wild Hall, and you will be able to learn about all the ways to get involved in the life of the congregation. Please bring your favorite finger foods. That can be cutlery free, that would be amazing. And then put this date on your calendar, September 7th. And then last announcement, but certainly not least, sharing our stories. All are welcome to join this writing group that meets on Tuesday afternoons from 2 to 4 in room 6 to write and to share some stories together. All stories are welcome in any form: fiction, nonfiction, poetry. Any questions or topics are welcome, and please contact Edie Riley. All right, friends, thank you for making this a place of kindness, a place of care, and a place of love.
Good morning. My name's Ruth Stanton, and I'm serving as your pinch-hitting worship associate this morning. Welcome to everybody here in person and also our virtual friends. For our chalice lighting today, we have two things from the Harry Potter series, from Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. It is our choices, Harry, that show what we truly are, far more than our abilities. And then from Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Working hard is important, but there's something that matters even more: believing in yourself. Next, we're going to be joining together singing hymn number 158 in the gray. Change. The pinch hitter is going with the flow.
You're out of here. We will be singing number 1053, How Could Anyone? It's in your teal books. Please find one. 1053, 1053, How Could Anyone?
We'll be the trendsetters.
Right.
I know they're a little hard to find.
This doesn't need to be on it. It's 10:53.
Thank you, Cindy. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul. How could anyone ever tell you you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you you were less than whole? How could anyone fail to notice that your loving is a miracle? How deeply you're connected to my soul.
Actually, I love that hymn, so glad that one was picked. Our congregation has a tradition of the Rippling Bowl, and at this point in time, in just a moment, we're going to invite folks to come forward and to place a stone or a shell in our Rippling Bowl. The stones and shells dropped in create ripples going out and symbolize our joys and concerns, our sorrows and gladness that we share with one another in this community. I'm going to put in a stone or a shell, and a shell actually, for the folks that would prefer to stay in their seats or the folks that are joining us virtually. So if you will feel free to come forward in just a moment. Thank you, Cindy. That was lovely. Our denomination doesn't have a creed that we have to all believe and all say together in order to belong. But our congregation individually developed a covenant to explain how, or to think about how we want to be together in the world and together with each other. So please now join me in saying together our covenant, and you can find it in the order of service or below the live stream. With courage we say, we are a people of faith and hope. Together we covenant to strive to become our better selves, to honor both the critical mind and the generous heart, to prove that diversity need not mean divisiveness, and to respond to systems of violence and oppression with the power of a love beyond belief. We all have come here this morning because we like to be together. We want to be together. And to honor that and a little extra, we have our time of greeting in our services. So in just a minute, you'll get up and greet one another. Please do be sensitive to how much greeting folks may want. Anywhere from a nod, a handshake, a hug, and if you want to stay in your seat, that's okay too. And folks that are joining us online, if you want to take time to send a text or just warm thoughts towards a friend or family person, this is your opportunity for that. So let the greeting begin.
Hurry, hurry, hurry. You want to come stand with me?
Yes.
All right. Today, we are going to bless our backpacks if you brought them, and if not, that is okay too. We are going to bless our backpacks, our tote bags, our work bags, and all the amazing people who carry them into a new season of learning, growing, and becoming.
My phone starts small, so I need it.
All right. Each of us is a builder, like with Legos. Got some Legos here. Each day we add new pieces, new ideas, new experiences, new friendships. Okay, let's be gentle with them. New feelings. Some pieces fit right away. Others take time and a deep breath. Hold my hand. Will you hold my hand? Thank you. But every piece matters. Every effort is part of the masterpiece. We remember the words of Miss Frizzle from Magic School Bus. Take chances. Make mistakes. Get messy. And we remember our Unitarian Universalist values, the ones we build our lives and world with. Each person is important. We are all connected. We keep learning together. We believe in justice, compassion, and love. I want to invite you now, if you brought your backpack, to come up front, or your tote bag, or whatever bag you carry, or I would invite all the kids up front who will be going to school tomorrow. Will y'all come up?
I'm going to school tomorrow.
Come on up. You want to hold it? You can wear it, or you can hold it. This one is almost as big as you are.
I am going to have to switch it.
Do you want to put it down?
I have to switch it.
You can put it down. Big kids too. Whoa, Chris. That's a big bag.
Search and rescue.
Looks like you're going camping. All right. Are y'all ready?
No. I got my book bag.
All right, perfect.
School tomorrow.
Excellent.
So I need my book bag.
All right.
Oh, and I don't want anyone to see this.
I'm going to bless it now, okay? Can you be quiet for just a minute?
I don't want
Okay.
anyone to see this.
For the kids and youth, may your backpacks carry not just books and supplies, but courage, curiosity, and the freedom to try again and again. Take chances, build new things, keep trying. To the adults, may your tote bags carry practice and patience, compassion, and reminders that you too are still growing. Let your values guide you, and don't be afraid to rebuild. And to all of us, when things fall apart, we try again. When the path is messy, we learn as we go. When we build together, we create something better than we could alone. Congregation, please join me. We bless these bags and the hearts that carry them. May they hold our tools, our hopes, and our values. May we build boldly, keep trying, and love deeply every step of the way. Go forth into this season of becoming. Take chances, keep trying, keep building, and always love. All right, and I have a treat for you all. You can put that on your backpack.
Thank you.
Anyone else?
Did you get one for yours?
Did you get one?
Well, I lost my backpack at home.
That's okay.
That's fine.
I could put it on my clothes.
Excellent. We'll put it on your backpack.
That's a good start to a new year. We come to the time for the offertory in our service, and our congregation has historically been very generous with their time, generous with their talents, and generous with their treasure. Many of us give electronically at other times, but we still pass this offering plate to symbolize how we support our church. When it goes by, please do add your blessing if you've already given elsewhere. And we have our Share the Plate this month is CAM's foundation. It is working with youth in Africa. And our Share the Plate is one half of all loose change that's in the offering, and any designated funds are sent to our Share the Plate recipient for that month. So the offering will now be gratefully received.
For those of you who would like a button, there are leftovers. Stickers for water bottles are on their way. Let's breathe together. Who here knows about cringe culture? Who is scared of being considered cringe? For those of you who are new to this term, cringe culture is a social phenomenon where people mock or ridicule things perceived as awkward, overly enthusiastic, childish, or trying too hard. Whatever. It often targets sincere or unironically enjoyed media, especially if it's not considered cool by mainstream standards. Cringe culture polices sincerity. It mocks people for being too enthusiastic about something, for loving uncool things, and for being earnest without irony. One of the best commentaries on cringe culture is the award-winning, critically acclaimed movie, The Lego Movie. The Lego Movie is an animated adventure that follows Emmett, an ordinary construction worker who is mistaken for the special, the hero who will save the Lego world from the evil Lord Business, who wants to superglue the world into eternal perfection. Emmett starts out as a normal, happy guy who follows all the rules without question, loves things that others think are lame, and no one takes him seriously. Throughout his adventures, Emmett learns the value of creativity, individuality, and believing in yourself. You might say he learns to build boldly. See what I did there? The Lego Movie celebrates sincerity, childlike joy, and dares to be cringe on purpose. This movie shows us that our imagination is a superpower, emotions aren't weaknesses, and enthusiasm isn't embarrassing. It shows us we are all special, and we all have the ability to create the world we want to see. We cannot be afraid of cringe culture or of being cringe. Too many people nowadays are so afraid of being made fun of for being sincere, or for trying something new, or for following their heart, and it takes a toll. Ocean Vuong, a poet, writer, and professor, has this to say about cringe culture. What I've noticed in a very unsettling way is that our students, at least here in America, are more and more self-conscious of trying. There's a kind of surveillance around social media. And they would say, I want to be a poet, I want to be a good writer, but it's a bit cringe. I don't want to be perceived as trying or having an effortful attempt at my dreams. And as a teacher, that is horrifyingly sort of report from the field. And so they are absolutely scared of judgment. In fact, they perform cynicism because cynicism can be misread, as it often is, as intelligence. You know, you are disaffected, you are too cool, you have seen it all. And so they pull back, but in fact, they are deeply hungry for sincere, earnest effort. They often do it privately. They don't want to admit to each other that they are trying really hard to do what they want to do. But amongst their peers, I think sincerity is something we deeply hunger for, particularly young people. But we are embarrassed when sincerity is in the room, and the classroom is a wonderful place to eradicate that. But it is up to the teacher, because you do have some sort of authority. You do have to set the tone. And you set the tone for your students, and you welcome them, that you won't judge them, that they can be sincere and earnest without being condemned or ridiculed for it. They can try their best, and it won't be cringy to do so. Then you truly liberate them towards their best values. We can learn a lot from someone who would be considered cringe in real life. Miss Valerie Frizzle. Now, Dr. Valerie Frizzle, PhD. The Frizz has been entertaining teaching kids about science since 1986, when the Magic School Bus started as a book series. In 1994, the cartoon premiered on PBS. While Miss Frizzle is a fictional cartoon character, the lessons she teaches are more than real. One of my favorite Frizz quotes is, "If at first you don't succeed, find out why." I love this because it means we don't just keep doing the same thing over and over. It means we have to examine what went wrong, what didn't work. How can we change our actions to create a different outcome? We have to keep trying new ideas. In the words of Ocean Vuong again, you have to move towards the unknown, the mystery. The condition of not knowing is the first step of knowledge. Don't be afraid of not knowing. You owe it to yourself to go to the root of the mystery. And that is the work of not only pedagogy or in education, but also of life. It goes beyond books. That sounds very you, don't you think? However, if Miss Frizz was a real person, I'm sure cringe culture would come after her. Who dresses in the same theme of what the lesson is every day? Who uses catchphrases like, "Seatbelts, everyone," or "Take chances, make mistakes, and get messy"? Who has a pet lizard that sits on their shoulder while they're teaching and comes on field trips? I'll tell you, someone who is confident in who they are, celebrates the childlike wonder and joy that teaching brings them. And in my opinion, someone who has a really great closet. Miss Frizzle is a lot like Emmett. However, we need to talk about those field trips. I mean, who takes kids on unauthorized field trips without permission? On a magic bus to crazy places and times, like space, the bottom of the ocean, prehistoric times, or inside another student's body. No, Miss Frizzle wouldn't be taken down by cringe culture. She would be taken down by its evil friend, cancel culture. So what's the difference? While cringe culture punishes people for being too earnest, awkward, or uncool, cancel culture punishes people for being morally wrong, socially harmful, or problematic. Cringe culture can be seen as a less serious form of online public shaming, while cancel culture is often more serious and focused on accountability. While cringe culture can be a precursor to cancel culture, it's not always a direct cause. Cancel culture often involves more serious actions and consequences. Yes, if Miss Frizzle was a real teacher, she would be canceled pretty darn fast. You can't take kids to space without permission. And since we're talking about banned books this month, this brings me to Harry Potter. Now hear me when I say this. I do not condone the author's personal views. Transgender rights are human rights. Like many in the Potter community, I was heartbroken when the author decided to use her very public platform to double down on hurtful, biased, and ignorant ideas. And yet, she still wrote a book series that inspired and shaped the imaginations of a generation, that showed them what it means to fiercely love and stand up for others. While this is a beloved book series, the author's personal views are very problematic. The author is not alone. There are many authors who have written incredible works of literature who are personally very problematic. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was first published on June 16, 1997. And if you don't know what it's about by now, here is a brief summary from ChatGPT. Harry Potter is a young boy who discovers he's a wizard and is invited to attend Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. As he learns about magic, he makes close friends, Ron and Hermione, and uncovers the truth about his past, how his parents died, and why he has a lightning-shaped scar. Harry, along with his friends, face dangers and uncover a hidden plot involving a powerful magical object, the Sorcerer's Stone, which he must help protect from falling into the wrong hands. The central themes include friendship, identity, and the battle between good and evil. As Harry discovers the magical world and his place in it, the story explores how love, loyalty, and personal choices shape who we are. The bond between Harry and Ron and Hermione highlights the strength found in friendship and teamwork. The book also emphasizes that true bravery comes not just from facing external dangers, but from standing up for what is right, even when it is difficult. At its heart, the story celebrates the triumph of kindness and courage over fear and cruelty. ChatGPT did a pretty good job. And maybe the author needs to reread her own books. Harry Potter was first challenged in 1998 due to concerns about witchcraft and sorcery and promoting disobedience. In 1999, parents and school officials in multiple locations, including South Carolina, formally challenged or restricted access to the book. Since then, it has become the most challenged book series in the 21st century, according to the American Library Association. Personally, these books have meant a lot to me over the years. I read the first book my senior year of high school. It was given to my younger brother as a Christmas gift. He wasn't too interested, so I read it. As someone who has struggled with reading my whole life, this is the book that transformed me into a reader. I was captivated by the story, the characters, the magical world. And as I grew into a young adult, the books grew with me. These books are so powerful and mean so much to a community. I even went at midnight to pick up books. And when I was married, the same year the final book came out in 2007, Michael and I pre-ordered 2 copies so we could both read at the same time. I am not the only one. The Harry Potter community, known as Potterheads, is wide and deep and filled with people of all walks of life. Fans have created organizations like the Harry Potter Alliance, now the Fandom Alliance, or Fan Fiction Alliance. They've created podcasts like The Gaily Prophet. They have real-life Quidditch teams, and University of Maryland is currently ranked #1. Fans have created some incredible fan art based on the characters as well. Needless to say, the Potter community has taken these books and created in real-life communities that live out the themes of the books: bravery, friendship, courage, love, and kindness. One of my favorite podcasts is Harry Potter and the Sacred Text. This podcast grew out of a real-life community. In 2015 at Harvard Divinity School, a class was developed called Harry Potter as a Sacred Text. Every Wednesday night, 30 to 60 people would gather for 2 hours to read Harry Potter using sacred reading practices like Lectio Divinae, Harvertra, it's the Jewish way of sacred reading, the Four Alliances, which is a Buddhist way of sacred reading, and more. People gathered to read through the chapters, work in small groups to examine the text, and over time grew into a tight-knit community that celebrated birthdays and holidays together. Within a few months, people were asking them all over the world how they could join the class remotely. Through crowdsourced funding, they raised the seed money they needed, and the podcast was born in 2016. Casper ter Kuile, one of the creators of the podcast, grew up in a non-religious family and found themselves in divinity school learning how to understand the Bible. While it was interesting, Casper never really felt like it was theirs. But while on vacation, they picked up Harry Potter and started reading. Casper was comforted and felt drawn into the imaginary world once again. But the themes and questions that were in these books were so big. They were just as big as the questions found in the Bible. The same questions about love, fear, even death and resurrection. The difference was that Harry Potter books felt like theirs. It was a text they had grown up with and loved as a child. For Casper, treating Harry Potter as a sacred text wasn't that strange. In 2020, the author of Harry Potter posted a transphobic essay online. The podcast, who had harshly condemned the author many times, again responded to their community. They stated that from the beginning of the podcast, they were not interested in authorial intent. That, as a sacred reading of the text, it had nothing to do with what the author wanted. They talked about how they would no longer be supporting the author financially, no movies, no more visits to Universal Studios, and only fan-made merch. The podcast wrestled with how to move forward. Vanessa Sultan, the other creator of the podcast, describes herself as a Jew by heritage, an atheist by choice, and a chaplain by profession with a congregation whose text is Harry Potter. She knows that for some people, the author has gone too far and has tainted the whole experience of even reading the books. That some people need to cancel them from their life. And for others, the books still hold value and meaning. They aren't perfect, but the story still brings peace, just like ancient sacred texts. We treat text as sacred to learn to treat others as sacred. What can we learn from the wonderful people at Harry Potter and the Sacred Text and the Potterhead community? I think we can learn that when a book is beloved and the author is problematic, we separate the art from the artist. We acknowledge the harm the author has caused and use this as a teaching moment, a way to point others to better, correct information. And most importantly, we support the community, not the creator. We love deeply the people, the fans who reimagine the story in new and inclusive ways. Sometimes cancel culture does go too far, like when it leads to banning books and silencing the stories of marginalized. And it can also serve a purpose when it is used to uphold authors' accountability for their harmful views. We should not ban books, erasing the stories from the page. We should use them to encourage conversations. We call out problematic behavior to help create change. Banning books shuts down opportunities to learn and think for ourselves. So this school year, I challenge you, go, build boldly the life that excites you. Love the things you love without abandon. And when you fail, because you will fail, not if, when you fail, keep trying. Keep searching for what is true, just, and kind. And most importantly, love deeply. As Albus Dumbledore explained to Harry why he was different from Voldemort, you are protected, in short, by your ability to love.
All right, if you'll turn in your hymnals to number 118, this is your gray hymnals. We'll sing This Little Light of Mine.
And now to extinguish our chalice. Spoken by Emmett to Lord Business in the Lego Movie. You are the most talented, most interesting, most extraordinary person in the universe. And you are capable of amazing things because you are the special. And so am I, and so is everyone.
Build boldly. Keep trying. And love deeply.